From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Happy 4th of July. I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. Today we're going to be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for the 4th. We will have some showers possible, but that's all going to be a moot point by the time we get to next week, as we could have more triple-digit heat on the way. We're already tracking some light showers in the southern blues for this morning. We're expecting that to ascend up towards the north throughout the rest of this morning. I'll show you future casts coming up later in the show. Wind gusts not an issue for now. They could ramp up a little bit later in the day. 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades and 50s in the blues later today. Again, will be about 5 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That means 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. It's going to be kind of, I know it's July, but more so of a June gloom kind of day out there. Okay, let's pivot to fire weather. We have a new vegetation fire. Just got an update on this one burning outside of Milton Freewater off the 80,000 block of South Fork Walla Walla River Road in Milton Freewater. It's only 5 acres per dispatch traffic. It looks like there are localized evacuations taking place. So if we get the specifics on those, and we're working to figure out the specifics on those, of course we will pass that along. Now, also, there's the fire, the wastewater fire burning in Yakima. Definitely not as much smoke as what we were seeing yesterday morning, but still some smoke and the fire itself smoldering in this region. So just an update on this, the wastewater fire burning off the 2200 block of East Viola Avenue in Yakima. We still don't have any word on acreage or containment, but we know that the fire itself is still cooking along the Yakima River. Okay, then there's the Cold Springs fire. Got a big update on this one. Containment jumped up to 58%. Acreage also got adjusted. This one is closer to 3,000 acres now, but containment up to 58%. Not seeing a lot of active hotspots anymore. And so because of that, some very good news to pass along, as all of the evacuations have been not necessarily lifted, but downgraded to level 1. Be ready. So that just means you kind of need to be aware of the fire situation in your neck of the woods. And this would include, here's a list of the locations: Salmon Point west to Hat Rock, north of Highway 37 to Juniper Canyon, south of Highway 730 to Cold Springs Reservoir between Tabor Road and Highway 37. If we have any more updates on any of these fires, especially the one in Milton Freewater, we'll pass it along on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, continuing to talk about those fires, we have more details on the fast-moving fire that forced crews into action, burning nearly 3,000 acres in Umatilla County. This morning, we were tracking the latest on containment efforts and the incredible rescue of one tiny survivor.
And with fire danger high across the region, state officials say it's going to take all of us to prevent the next wildfire. What they want you to know before you head to a park or trail this weekend.
Plus, a health warning at a popular Kennewick fishing pond after toxic algae is found in the water. The danger it poses to kids, pets, and anyone planning to cool off nearby. We have details on that and so much more on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday, July 4th. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. We're, got our red, white, and blue on.
We're nice and
we look like fireworks
this morning. Yeah,
I think so.
Exactly. But we also have a lot of news to get to. It's going to be a warm one, and we're tracking the number of fires this morning.
That's right. So in Fire Watch this morning, we're tracking the Cold Springs fire in Umatilla County.
Yeah, that's the one that Josh was just talking about moments ago. Level 1 evacuations remain in place. He kind of broke down where those zones were. After that fire broke out Wednesday afternoon, the blaze continued to be driven by strong winds and, of course, the extreme heat.
And firefighters from across Oregon rushed in to help, and the fire threatened multiple structures. Umatilla County Fire District 1 worked alongside state and federal crews to slow the spread overnight. One home was lost, but others, including a barn, were saved, and that's thanks to direct structure protection.
In this case, our local firefighters, did a tremendous job, stopped it, but they can't do this continuously, trying to protect it. So we come in as the state resource and take over the fire, so the local agency can go back to their daily job and respond to new fires, other emergencies that they normally do from a day-to-day basis.
So the fire is now just under 3,000 acres burned, as Josh mentioned, sitting at 58% contained. The cause, though, still under investigation this morning.
And amid the devastation, a small glimmer of hope is surfacing.
Yeah, firefighters say a homeowner was trapped while trying to rescue kittens and their mother cat. Well, crews were able to get them out just in time and escorted the homeowner out safely as well.
Now, later that night, a task force returned to search the area and they found all of the kittens, but sadly, one did not survive. 2 were unharmed and 1 suffered burns to its paws and face.
The injured kitten is now recovering well at a vet and has been given a fitting name by its grateful owner, Smokey.
Oh, I love that.
Cat I grew up with, her name was Smokey.
Oh, no.
Not fire related, but she was just gray.
Oh, I
know.
almost named my cat Smokey because she's like a tortoiseshell.
Love it.
Well, I'm glad the other
Bless
ones are
little hearts.
safe.
Yeah.
Talking about drones now, they're becoming more commonly used in police and fire scenes, but there is a point when all drones must come down. The Franklin County Fire District 3 fire chief says a drone can be helpful when it has infrared or the ability to pick up a heat signature, and when they can see the outline of the fire, where it's going, and what's in its path. But he says as soon as firefighters call for aerial support, all drones must be grounded. So this is not just for community members flying their drones. He says this is especially important once the helicopter or airplane is within a 5-mile radius, so it's not obstructing aerial firefighting.
If they see a drone, they will return and go to the local airport and drop. So they will not fly with any type of aircraft intrusion in that area, including unmanned aircraft. So if somebody's out there recreationally taking pictures with the drone, then they'll set down until we can find out who owns the drone, make contact with them, and have them set that drone down.
He also says, according to FAA, it's against the law to fly your drone when aircraft support is in use, and it could result in civil penalties totaling more than $20,000. And a lot of the newer drones have the software that lets you know if you're in that 5-mile radius, so just keep an eye out for that.
5:07 now, and we've already seen how quickly fires can spread in the heat. State officials now warning the worst still may be ahead.
The Department of Natural Resources says this fire season, protecting homes and communities is a team effort.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia gives us an in-depth look at what the DNR is asking all of us to do and how you can help reduce the risk.
The Washington State Commissioner of Public Lands, Dave Upthegrove, says the use of fireworks is one of the highest risks for fires.
We're now asking people to do their part this 4th of July weekend to be safe with their fireworks and to not be idiots and to not set our state on fire.
He says last year in Washington State, there were 270 fires from fireworks alone. He says people can still have fun, barbecue, and spend time with their families, but use common sense.
If we're drinking alcohol, don't play with fire. Make sure we supervise young people. Also, a lot of people are camping over the 4th of July weekend. Let's make sure our campfires are out cold to the touch. If we're hauling RVs or boats, make sure you don't have a metal chain that's dragging and causing sparks.
Upthegrove also says depending on the weather, it can make even the smallest flames spread quickly.
Windy weather means dangerous weather, and a dry season also increases the risk of fires starting and spreading more quickly. So the weather here in central Washington is ripe for potential unsafe situations.
The high wildfire call volume isn't the only challenge firefighters are seeing this year, and Upthegrove says the cuts that were made won't go unnoticed on the line of duty.
The state legislature cut our funding for wildfire prevention and preparedness by more than $60 million. And what that means is our efforts to stop wildfires from occurring in the first place and our efforts to help communities prepare for wildfires is going to be dramatically reduced, especially next year. We're confident we're in a strong position this year, but that funding cut is really going to impact the risk of fire next summer. And if the legislature doesn't fill that gap, then we're going to have more homes and more property and more lives at risk, particularly here in central Washington, where wildfire are pervasive.
One way the DNR is gearing up for this fire season is by staffing up.
We've hired 600 seasonal firefighter employees that will come help us on the fire lines. We have entered into contracts with neighboring states like Idaho and Oregon and places like British Columbia so that we make sure we have the resources we need if we have to have a catastrophic response.
Upthegrove says in Washington State, when it comes to fighting fires, having strong relationships with neighboring states makes all the difference in putting out the blazes.
It's going to be a challenging year, but we're ready at the Department of Natural Resources to do our part to keep people safe.
Upthegrove says so far this year, they've seen at least 600 ignitions in Washington state. Reporting in Kittitas, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Now, Up the Grove also says it's important that folks communicate with their legislative leaders about how important wildfire prevention is.
And with the holiday weekend ahead, state officials are also urging campers to play it safe when it comes to campfires. Camping on the 4th of July, they often go hand in hand, but state park officials say safety still needs to come first, especially when it comes to fire. They're reminding folks to follow local burn bans and make sure all of the campfires are properly contained and fully put out when you're done with them. Right now, several parks in eastern Washington are under a level 3 burn ban, meaning no wood or charcoal fires are allowed. But even where fires are allowed, state officials say don't leave them unattended.
Don't leave your campfire. You don't start a campfire and then go take a nap or go for a hike or bike ride or go kayak in the lake. You really want to be in your campsite while you're having a campfire.
Lassen also wants to remind those celebrating this weekend that it is illegal to light fireworks in state parks, including on beaches connected to them.
Now, in environmental news this morning, health officials are urging caution at a popular spot in Kennewick.
Yeah, it's this new warning. They're posted at Columbia Park at the fishing pond after tests revealed a natural toxin in the water. Benton Franklin Health District says the toxin is called homoanatoxin, and it's not safe to swallow.
It's especially dangerous for kids and pets who might accidentally ingest water while playing. New signs are now posted around the pond, and it's urging everyone to stay out and keep animals on a leash and away from that water.
Well, the times I've been here, I actually haven't seen nobody in there. Like, I've only been here 3 times out of like 5 years, but and I've only seen nobody in there besides animals like ducks and turtles. Yeah, I think just stay out of the water. It just doesn't really catch my attention. It's kind of dirty. Yeah, just stay out of the water. It's not clean.
The toxin does not affect drinking water. They do have some follow-up testing planned for next week.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, President Trump scored a major legislative win just in time for the 4th of July. And this morning we're breaking down the sweeping $4.5 trillion bill that House Republicans pushed through and how the timing was no accident.
And giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mark camera in Yakima. Continuing to monitor that brush fire that is burning there in between Interstate 82 and State Route 24, right there along the Yakima River. You can see smoke still kind of hazy in that area as firefighters continue to monitor it. When we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He'll have a breakdown of your first alert forecast and what you can expect on this 4th of July Friday.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Should we push the timeline?
Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? Give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster.
Even cheaper.
Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Wow. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
The sale of the season is here. It's the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row. That's 11 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus, make your cash go further with 60 months no-interest financing. And check out doorbusters while they last. But don't wait. The Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends Monday the 7th.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
We're back, baby.
Yes.
Grandma, he smells really good. Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
Celebrity Family Feud season premiere Thursday on ABC. From Apple Valley News Now, have a happy and safe 4th of July. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. This 4th of July is going to look a little gloomy out there. We'll have clouds, we'll have some shower chances, especially in the Blue Mountains and the Blue Foothills, but I think this graphic is underselling some of the shower chances that we'll have for the Yakima Valley and for the lower Columbia Basin. Highs today are going to be cooler than normal for this time of the year by about 5 to 10 degrees. So 70s and 80s for lower elevation, 60s in the Cascades, and 50s and 60s in the Blues. Winds will be doing their thing all throughout the day, especially after 11 a.m. It could be quite windy in the Kittitas Valley, peak gusts around 40 miles per hour. But elsewhere, still pretty breezy. Could have some lighter winds in the Blue Mountains, but elsewhere pretty breezy. Something to keep in mind when it comes to shooting off fireworks, especially if you're an unprofessional. Okay, for tonight, should be mostly dry at this point. Still overcast skies, but I'm thinking conditions should mostly be good for fireworks shows, and it's going to feel pleasant out there. Now, this isn't what it's going to feel like at the time of the fireworks shows. These are just going to be the overnight lows, 50s and 60s, but you can probably just extrapolate from this around the time of firework events for this evening. We should be in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, just kind of depending on your microclimate. Comfortable stuff. And then overnight lows up in the mountains going to be down into the 40s. There will also be a little bit of light haze on the map for today, but you see I'm going to step through this real quick as it's going to end up being pretty light upper level haze, so we're not anticipating any big time reductions to air quality. Although air quality could dip a little bit this evening given all the smoke that's going to be in the air from the fireworks. But let's circle back to the shower chances that we'll have for today. I'll show you that iteration of Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 517, and a major political victory this morning for President Trump, just in time for the 4th of July.
House Republicans pushed through his $4.5 trillion tax and spending bill yesterday, clearing the way for one of the most significant pieces of legislation of his presidency.
Yeah, Perry Russum's in Washington and has the latest details.
President Trump taking a victory lap in Iowa.
And tonight, here I am. Okay, promises count.
The motion is adopted.
After his big, beautiful bill passes through Congress, a major legislative win.
And in the last election, the people gave us a historic mandate to cut taxes, raise take-home pay, bring back jobs, stop the invasion, that horrible invasion.
The bill includes roughly $4 trillion in tax cuts, mostly for wealthy Americans, and there's new spending for immigration enforcement. It eliminates taxes on tips and overtime and cuts Biden-era clean energy initiatives. To pay for it all, it makes cuts to Medicaid, reducing food assistance for poor Americans. Some lawmakers angry the bill could add $3.4 trillion to the debt over the next decade, and the cuts to Medicaid could force nearly 12 million people to lose their insurance. The White House disputes those numbers. Democrats blasting the bill.
Shame on this institution if this bill passes.
Only 2 Republican congressmen voting no, Thomas Massie and Brian Fitzpatrick.
It wasn't beautiful enough for me to vote for it.
Trump says he will sign the bill today.
So we're signing at about 5 o'clock, and at about 5 o'clock we're going to have B-2s and F-22s and F-35s flying right over the White House.
And it was a dramatic finish for the bill that's been anything but quiet.
Yeah, but now the real test begins as Americans wait to see how these sweeping changes play out in their day-to-day lives. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Like he mentioned, he will be signing it today, and kind of on a historic moment, as he had hoped to sign it on the 4th of July. He had said just the other day that could be very difficult to do, but now that it's passed, he'll be able to do that. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have a look at your First Alert forecast as we head into this Friday, 4th of July, and into the weekend, yes. But then on a serious note, Fire watch as well. You can see one smoke still kind of smoldering there. This is from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. You're getting that view. This fire continuing to burn this morning. It's been burning for a couple of days now in this area in between Interstate 82 and State Route 24, right there by the Yakima River. So we're keeping a close eye on a number of fires around the region, and Josh will kind of break down what that looks like as well, your fire forecast coming up.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,650 off a new Daikin Fit system. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. Bruce Heating and Air.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Who says you have to wait for snow to get the best piano deals of the year? Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is unwrapping Christmas savings in July. Free delivery and setup, and a holiday songbook so you can practice Jingle Bells by the pool. Save on select uprights, grands, and digital pianos. And if you wear a Santa hat, we'll reward you with an extra discount. Christmas in July at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where music is always in season.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
One day, maybe these were your people, or these. But maybe one day you noticed fewer people, which can feel different, but good. Because now, older, we decide what our people means, how we spend time, even who they are. Like us, our people are their own people, and our connections keep us active, sharper, and happier. Find ways to connect with people of all ages at findyourpeoplewa.org.
Next live, it's our 4th of July show.
The most spectacular show of the year.
Bring on the fireworks. With Wayne Brady, plus Craig Morgan performs.
Happy 4th of July.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and time out some of those shower chances with Futurecast. We put this into motion around lunchtime. You can see some of the showers starting to creep in from the south. I'm thinking that the best chances, just like I was saying yesterday, the best chance is going to be in the Blue Mountains. That's where we'll have about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but about a 10 to 20% chance of showers in the Yakima Valley, the Lower Columbia Basin, and the Blue Foothills. So those chances will persist throughout the day. It's not going to be a washout, but we will have the chance for rainfall throughout the day. And looks like most of this is going to be off the map come time for 8 in the morning on Saturday. So a little finicky, annoying shower chances, but it does look like we could pick up some beneficial rainfall from all of this, especially in the Blue Mountains, where we could have upwards of 0.2 inches of rain. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities, about 20% shower chances from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So again, like I said, not a washout, but it would be an excellent day to have the First Alert Weather app on hand. You can download it for free in the App Store or on Google Play, and you can track some of the rainfall with that interactive radar feature yourself. Here's the breakdown of the weekend forecast today. Going to be the coolest and the wettest day, but then Saturday and Sunday drying out and heating up. A little precursor to the heat wave that we have that's cooking up for next week. We'll tell you about that in just a second. But first, the winds for tomorrow, they're going to come back. Could be windy again in the Kittitas Valley, but in general, the wind's not as strong and not as widespread as today. Now on to the heat wave, as it's looking like it's going to peak sometime between Monday through Wednesday. If you really had to split hairs, I'd say Tuesday and Wednesday probably going to be the hottest days, but Monday and Thursday, nothing to scoff at as well. So we'll definitely have more to say about this as we get more model data into the Weather Center. Precip chances after today going to be pretty non-existent, so that's unlucky just given that it falls on the 4th of July, but it's double unlucky because we need more rain chances. We just need it around this time of the year. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Expect cooler temps with, of course, that slight chance of showers today, and then triple-digit heat returns next week. In Yakima, a light sprinkle or two is possible today, but otherwise dry conditions will lead to much hotter weather into next week. In Ellensburg, breezy throughout the weekend and into next week. Watching the next round of strong winds next Wednesday, so that could maybe bring an uptick to fire danger. Fire danger is going to go up anyway, just given that it will be much hotter. In Hermiston, small chance of showers today, then a hot and dry forecast with the heat wave looming for next week. And then for Walla Walla, cooler and damp today, but typical summer weather takes over this weekend, and especially by the early to middle portions of next week.
Thanks so much, Josh. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Dinosaur is dominating the box office. A legendary rock reunion tour and a famous birthday boy from the big screens to the big stages. Hollywood is buzzing this holiday weekend, and we have the details after the break.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
Wow. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
The accident happened so quickly.
I had no idea what to do next.
Instead of going through it alone, I found hope.
With Abeda Nelson.
For over 40 years, we've helped families navigate the complicated legal process.
Getting the care and settlement you deserve.
Abeda Nelson took care of everything.
So I could focus on healing and getting back to my life.
Abeda Nelson took my injury personally.
Accidents happen. Compensation should too.
Abeda Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Celebrate the 4th of July with explosive savings at More Furniture. Truckloads of special buys are arriving daily, and we're passing the savings directly to you. Join us this Friday for Independence Day, and you'll get our very best offer. No money down, no sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery, and we'll remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit More Furniture this Friday, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Guess that makes you forward-thinking Fiona.
Gotta protect your dreams.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be? Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
From Apple Valley News Now, have a happy and safe 4th of July.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, we're talking about everything from Jurassic thrills to chart-topping chills. Hollywood is serving up plenty of entertainment this 4th of July.
Yeah, blockbuster roaring into theaters. A Hollywood icon is remembered, and one of the biggest Brit rock bands back together.
Plus, a birthday shout out for a star who shares a special day with America. So let's take a look at what's happening in Hollywood.
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
The dinosaurs of Jurassic World Rebirth are expected to take a big bite out of the box office this weekend. The 7th installment in the Jurassic franchise has already raked in more than $30 million since it premiered on Wednesday. It's tracking for more than $130 million by the end of the holiday weekend. Jurassic World Rebirth stars Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey.
Hey, what's going on? You hear that?
Actor Michael Madsen has died after going into cardiac arrest. Authorities say they found the actor unresponsive in his Malibu home Thursday morning. Madsen, a frequent Quentin Tarantino collaborator, is best known for his roles in the Kill Bill movies and Reservoir Dogs. He was 67. Oasis are kicking off their much-hyped reunion tour today, and they're also announcing a reissue of What's the Story, Morning Glory, their second album. It includes new versions of classic Oasis hits like Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. And 4th of July is Independence Day, and it's also Post Malone's birthday. The singer and rapper turns 30 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There's something so fitting about Post Malone's birthday being today.
I love it so much.
He's just so lovable. I don't know. His personality just comes off so endearing.
And fun.
Yeah. I love him. Who doesn't love him?
I'll be cranking some Posty today.
Yeah, and some Oasis, because now Champagne Supernova is going to be stuck in my head.
All day long.
Yeah.
And Stuck in the Middle with You when Madsen cuts off the ear in Reservoir Dogs, that song paired with that. That was a very good musical segment right there.
Oh, yeah. So you can't get something stuck in my head today, because that already did.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so much right ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We are continuing to track some new details in a deadly crash that shut down part of Lewis Street in Pasco during peak holiday travel.
Plus, the Yakima Pickleball Club served up friendly competition and a fundraiser all in one. How their first ever 8-minute scramble is helping improve a popular park for the whole community. All those headlines and more coming up, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, making sure FaceTime is just for your face. The video conferencing app will soon have an optional feature that will pause the call if it detects nudity. The company says your video stays private, it doesn't get sent or saved anywhere. Microsoft and Xbox have invited developers to join a roundtable to offer feedback on the use of AI tools in games. The invitation for the event in Germany reportedly went out Tuesday, the same day Microsoft announced as many as 9,000 layoffs, many of them in the Xbox division. And finally, a very expensive version of Lost in Space, an $88 million satellite backed by Jeff Bezos, has gone dark. It was supposed to find sources of methane emissions around the world. The 5-year mission now ending after just 15 months. You know, I once lost my satellite dish, and when I asked the company to replace it, they said, it's on the house. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great 4th of July.
Mopping is hard work, but I thought it was the only way I can get my floors truly clean. And then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop and realized I can get cleaner floors without the extra work. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact, and the pad's hundreds of strips scrub away sticky messes even from grout lines. Okay, Power Mop. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head cleans up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. So ditch the bucket and all the hard work that comes along with it with the Swiffer Power Mop.
Arthritis causes pain in your joints. Unlike pills, Voltaren gel is applied to the site of pain, penetrating deep through the skin to the joint, reducing intense pain caused by inflammation so you can move more freely. Voltaren, clinically proven long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
Life, diabetes, there's no slowing down. Each day is a unique blend of people to see and things to do. That's why you choose Glucerna to help manage blood sugar response. Uniquely designed with Carb Steady. Glucerna, bring on the day.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here on this 4th of July for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, lots of stuff happening this weekend, happening today. It's the 4th of July. Weather-wise, it's not looking too great, really.
Yeah, this storm system really came on strong. It came on late, and
that can't bring us down.
It's a big bummer. It's a big bummer.
No,
but we need the rainfall, so they're kind of a spirit lifter as well, and it's not going to be a washout.
But good news for a 3-degree guarantee.
Yeah, we just hit another big threshold. 60 days in a row, the forecast being correct.
Whoa.
So now we're up to $1,500. Yesterday went with forecast high of 89. In Pasco Tri-Cities, it verified right at 89. So yes, now we are at A beautiful threshold there, 1,500. And so for today, a cooler, much cooler high of 80 for Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 77 to 83, the jackpot's going to hit 1,525, $1,525. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalley.news.now.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is First Alert radar. We are seeing just a few light showers in the southern blues, and later this morning the radar scene is definitely going to look a lot more vivid out there. Right now, wind gusts not that big of a factor. They will ramp up a bit later today, especially after 11 a.m. Current temperatures 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, and 50s in the blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for this 4th of July. Overcast skies throughout much of the day, and high temperature is going to struggle to make it out of the 70s in the Tri-Cities, so abnormally cool. And just, I mean, this is more of a June gloom pattern, and again, a little bit of a bummer that we're seeing it on the 4th of July, especially given that the weather is going to be so beautiful for Saturday and Sunday, so I wish we just could have flipped one of those days around. But anyway, I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of this 4th of July forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:35, and we start this half hour of news with a developing crime alert out of Kennewick, where a large police presence surrounded a townhome just late yesterday.
Only our crews were on scene as officers responded to reports of a disturbance possibly involving weapons. Now, this happened on West Entiat Avenue, and Kennewick police say the call came in around 3:30. Streets were blocked off, and KPD even deployed a drone to help with the investigation.
So after several hours, officers confirmed no one had been hurt, but at least one person was detained. Police say they've been called to that same area before. We'll, of course, continue to gather details as information becomes available to us, and we'll pass it along to you.
Now, staying in Kennewick, the fire department is investigating a vegetation fire that broke out at an apartment complex yesterday afternoon. And this happened on the 5600 block of Clearwater Avenue at the entrance to the Clearwater Bay Apartments. Large trees along the driveway of the complex were on fire, and fire crews from Kennewick and Richland racing to the scene. Firefighters were able to get the fire out before it spread to some nearby buildings, and they also finished cutting down the trees to make sure there were no hot spots. No one was hurt, but the cause of the fire is under investigation.
And we're following up on some breaking news this morning with an update out of Pasco. A head-on crash near the Lewis Street underpass killed one person, injured another. Washington State Patrol saying it all happened just last night before 5. A 20-year-old man was exiting westbound Lewis Street to southbound 395 when his vehicle hit another car coming off the northbound exit ramp. His passenger, a 22-year-old woman, passed away at the scene. The driver was taken to Cadillac Medical Center with injuries. The other driver, a 35-year-old man from Kennewick, wasn't hurt. State Patrol is still trying to figure out just what led up to the crash and whether speed may have played a factor.
And one man in the hospital fighting for his life and another behind bars after a serious crash in Yakima. Yakima police say a 32-year-old man from the Kennewick area was hit by a suspected drunk driver in the early morning hours. He was found lying on the intersection of West Nob Hill Boulevard and 23rd Avenue. Officers say he was flown to a Seattle hospital by helicopter and was in critical condition. The driver was arrested for suspected vehicular assault, and police are now reminding drivers to know the law and always use caution, especially when approaching intersections.
Vehicles need to understand, or drivers of vehicles need to understand, that pedestrians do have the right of way in certain circumstances. And if an incident like this happens, then they will be held liable.
Traffic Sergeant Scott Grant says the pedestrian and driver's names are not yet being released. The department is waiting for a toxicology report for the driver, and the investigation is underway.
Taking a look at sports this morning, a group of pickleball enthusiasts put their skills to the test last night in Yakima. Yakima Pickleball Club hosting its first annual 8-minute scramble in Franklin Park. The event drew 50 people in from the club and community for several rounds of friendly competition. The proceeds from the event will go towards resurfacing the park's courts, something the club says is needed for the good of both the club and the public.
It'll make the courts safer. They'll have more traction. It'll make the gameplay better, and it'll also proliferate the Apple Fest tournament we have. People will come and say we have a great facility here, and they'll want to come and join that tournament, which also generates more money for these courts.
Gola thinks the club will raise over $500 from this event and that he wants to hold it again next year.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, looking for plans this 4th of July still? Well, we got everything from small town traditions to big city fireworks, and we've rounded up all the best ways to celebrate across the Tri-Cities, and we'll tell you all about them coming up in just a few minutes.
And of course, you're going to want to know what the forecast is like for your 4th of July Friday and weekend that is approaching. When we come back after the break, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. Continuing to monitor that fire, you can see just some light smoke still smoldering there over that vegetation in between Interstate 82 and State Route 24, right there along the Yakima River. He'll break down your fire alerts and watch as well. We're back after the break.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Celebrate independence from old appliances. Come check out what's in stock and on sale across all Samsung appliances this 4th of July at Fred's Appliance. Shop exclusive deals on Samsung dishwashers, washers and dryers, refrigerators, and so much more. Like this Samsung washer and dryer set. Save $600 today, plus save up to $500 with an additional Fred's Buy More, Save More exclusive rebate. At Fred's, our Get It Today inventory and lowest price guarantee makes us the most convenient choice.
System 1 loaded.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
Who's ready to fall in love?
I just want to be with you.
Do you want to be with her? Oh my God.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest on this 4th of July morning. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. It's going to be overcast, a little bit breezy, highs in the mid-60s in the Cascades and in the low 80s in the Kittitas Valley. In the Yakima Valley will also end up being in the low to mid-80s, overcast skies, and it will be a bit breezy with peak gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour. In the lower Columbia Basin, also a bit breezy. These breezes a little bit stronger, peaking between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Highs mixture of 70s and 80s on the map, and then for the Blue Foothills, looks like 70s and 80s as well, mostly 60s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And of course, of that chance for showers, 10 to 20% chances for the Yakima Valley and the lower Columbia Basin. Say maybe a 30% chance in the Blue Foothills, and then about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. This is very important to internalize, just given, well, we're going to have people shooting off fireworks for today, and it is going to be critically dry still in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin, but for the rest of the region, just an elevated level of dryness. It's definitely nothing to scoff at. We've already seen several vegetation fires start this week because of fireworks, so please just keep that in mind and be safe as you be patriotic today.
Thank you, Josh. And taking a look at community events now, people all across the region are gearing up to celebrate the 4th of July with some fireworks.
Yeah, so from fireworks, parades, pancakes, and pickleball, there's no shortage of family fun.
And whether you're looking for live music, local traditions, or a spot to set up your lawn chair, we've got you covered.
So first on the list is one you can't miss. We're talking about Columbia Park in Kennewick, and it's the place to be.
Yeah, the River of Fire Festival returns today, bringing fireworks, food trucks, and music to the banks of the Columbia.
The fun kicks off at 2 o'clock with live performances on 2 stages, including country, rock, and Latin bands.
And kids can enjoy their own zone while you explore food truck alleys or settle in for that show.
Yep, at 10 p.m., look up. Fireworks will light up the sky over the Columbia River.
It's my firework soundboard over here. Best of all, it's totally free. Just bring a blanket, lawn chairs, and your festive spirit.
Also, Pasco's Grand Old Fourth celebration is back, and it's bigger than ever. So from a pancake breakfast and a dance party for the kids to a classic car show and that iconic parade, Memorial Park will be packed with some patriotic fun.
We will be there, and Jackson is excited for the dance party. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, you have to get a video of him dancing.
Oh, absolutely. And it doesn't end there. You can also head to the pool for a red, white, and swim. Then catch the fireworks at Geisa Stadium. Showtime starts at 10.
And if you love hometown spirit and a little competition, don't miss the Cardboard Regatta, racing homemade boats in the pool at 1 p.m.
And from wheels to waves to fireworks in the sky, Pasco Celebration has it all.
A lot to do around town.
So much going on.
I know. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and your first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richlands Columbia Point. Where's the sun?
MIA.
Come out wherever you are.
Whoa. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
3 weeks of savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store today. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2 get 2 free. Bi-Mart quad chairs are just $9.99. Plus save $50 on a Quick Shade Weekender 10x10 canopy. Storeware's 23-gallon totes are just $7.99. And all Frito-Lay party-sized chips are $3.99. Save store-wide through July 7th. Bi-Mart since 1955.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
Dulcolax.
Good morning. Hey. Good morning.
New Dulcolax Liquid Gel with Liquid Core reactivates your natural gut rhythm overnight for relief that feels amazing. New Dulcolax Liquid Gel.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
One day, maybe these were your people. Or these.
but maybe one day you noticed fewer people, which can feel different, but good, because now, older, we decide what our people means, how we spend time, even who they are. Like us, our people are their own people, and our connections keep us active, sharper, and happier. Find ways to connect with people of all ages at findyourpeoplewa.org.
From Apple Valley News Now, have a happy and safe 4th of July. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you futurecast throughout the day, and it's going to look a lot more interesting by the time we get to lunchtime, as we're expecting a chance of showers, about a 10 to 20% chance of showers for the Yakima Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin, about a 30% chance of showers in the Blue Foothills, and about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. And so we'll have those chances pretty persistently and consistently throughout the day. It's definitely not going to be a washout, but you see just kind of those little finicky shower chances hang around the region throughout the afternoon, the evening, the overnight hours, but by Saturday morning we should be mostly dry. So here is, well, first of all, we're going to pick up some beneficial rainfall from this, only 0.2 inches in the Blues, but that around this time of the year certainly is very beneficial. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Just low-end shower chances from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So like I said, definitely not a washout. Don't cancel any outdoor plans, but do download the First Alert Weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. You can track some of those shower chances yourself with that interactive radar feature. Here is the weekend, 3-day weekend forecast breakdown. Today, obviously, going to be the coolest and dampest day, but heating up and drying out as we head into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday going to be a precursor for the heat wave that we'll have to deal with for next week. We'll get to that in a second. First, winds for tomorrow. They're going to come back. They're not going to be as strong. They're not going to be as widespread, but still pretty windy in the Kittitas Valley, but light winds in the Blue Mountains. And you always want to keep track of winds around this time of the year, given that it is fire season. We're especially going to want to keep track of the winds next week because our vegetation is going to get very dry once again. Temperatures going up. Looks like the peak of the heat wave, it's either going to be from Monday to Thursday or Tuesday to Wednesday. Just kind of, you can think of this as a bell curve. So where does that land? We'll have to, that's to be determined as we have to get more model data into the Weather Center. But all that to say, it's going to be very hot for next week. Start already thinking about how to stay safe in the heat. And unfortunately, the forecast after today is staying pretty dry. So yeah, vegetation dryness going back up, fire concerns going back up as well. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Expect cooler temps with a slight chance of showers on the 4th, and then triple-digit heat returns next week. In Yakima, a light sprinkle or two is possible today, but otherwise dry conditions will lead to much hotter weather into next week. For Ellensburg, breezy throughout the weekend and into next week. Watching the next round of strong winds next Wednesday, that could bear a lot of relevance when it comes to fire concerns. Hermiston, small chance of showers today, then a hot and dry forecast with the heat wave looming for next week. Then for Walla Walla, cooler and damp today, but typical summer weather takes over this weekend, and especially, you guessed it, next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:52. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning as firefighters are making some more progress on the Cold Springs fire, that one burning in Umatilla County. That fire started Wednesday, now sitting at 58% containment, and it's burned just about 3,000 acres. Level 1 evacuation alerts remain in place, and one home has been lost, but crews managed to save others, including a nearby barn. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
And the Department of Natural Resources is urging everyone to do their part in preventing wildfires. That includes following burn bans, clearing dry brush, and never leaving campfires unattended. And if you're heading outdoors, especially to state parks, officials are reminding you to stay fire aware as heat and wind continue to raise the risk.
And in Kennewick, the Benton Franklin Health District is warning people to stay out of the water and that water near Columbia Park Fishing Pond. A dangerous toxin called homogenatoxin was detected. It can be harmful if swallowed, especially for children and pets. Signs are posted on in the area asking people to stay out of the water.
And in Pasco, we now know more about the crash that shut down the Lewis Street underpass yesterday evening. WSP says a 20-year-old driver collided head-on with another car. A 22-year-old passenger in that car was killed. The driver was hospitalized and the second driver was not hurt.
And finally, looking ahead to the holiday weekend, Kennewick's River Fire Festival is set to return for its 30th year. You'll find live bands, 2 stages, a kids zone, food trucks, and of course, fireworks at dark. Bring a blanket, grab your lawn chairs, and get ready to celebrate. It's all going down at Columbia Park today with festivities starting at 2 p.m.
Now to your national headlines this morning. U.S. businesses could soon learn the tariff rate that they'll have to pay for certain imports. President Trump says he's sending determination letters to countries likely starting today. He says rates will range from 10 or 20% to 60 or 70%. Trump's so-called reciprocal tariff pause is set to end Wednesday, and Trump says collection of most of the new tariffs will begin August 1st.
And at 5:54 in your business headlines this morning, the U.S. has lifted its chip restrictions against China. The 3 leading chip design software companies say they were notified by the Commerce Department that the export curbs introduced in May had been rescinded. This announcement comes after a new trade agreement was finalized last week in London. Under the deal, the U.S. agreed to lift export curbs on chip software, while China would approve the exports of rare earth minerals to the U.S.
In your health headlines, a warning for anyone with Oscar Mayer turkey bacon in the fridge or freezer. Kraft Heinz is recalling nearly 368,000 pounds of it due to possible contamination of Listeria. It was produced between April 24th and June 11th at a plant in South Carolina, and the affected products include 12, 36, and 48-ounce vacuum-sealed packages with various use-by dates ranging from July 18th to September 4th. So far, no illnesses have been reported.
5:55, talking sports this morning. Seattle Mariners taking on the Kansas City Royals last night, and they lost. Final score 3-2.
Womp womp.
That's all I got. They take on the Pittsburgh Pirates today, hopefully for a win.
Yes, hopefully. All right, trending this morning. In addition to fireworks and baseball games in the backyard, July 4th is also known for a legendary competitive eating event in New York.
Yes, the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest is back and set for today.
This is one of my favorite parts of the day, okay? Yesterday was the official weigh-in for the competition. A familiar face, more specifically a familiar mouth, returns for the event.
We're talking about Joey Chestnut, and he's seeking his 17th mustard belt at the annual gut-busting get-together on the Coney Island Boardwalk. Look at him.
So he was banned from the competition last year due to a dispute over his sponsorship deal with a company that makes plant-based hot dogs.
The 41-year-old Chestnut owns the world hot dog eating record when he gobbled 76 hot dogs and buns back in 2021. Okay, how many hot dogs do you think you guys could eat in like a competition?
No, one.
I'd say like 4 or 5.
Okay, I think like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, like
I'm not going. Yeah.
This is not my vibe.
This
and
guy,
watching it is like
because they dip it in water and then
you have to change the paradigm in your mind, right? Because he's not really eating 70 hot dogs. He's eating 70 buns, then 70 wieners. So, but he does it separately. There's no serious way to say that word.
Right,
there is no serious way to say that word.
It's children. Just,
but I will have to see, because again, he was banned last year. The guy that won last year, I think, consumed like 51 or 52.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah, so I mean,
like
Joey Champ is back.
Kobayashi. He's got like a rival.
Yeah.
It's Chestnut, and I think his last name is Kobayashi.
I think you're right.
I think we need a movie about them.
We'll see.
Already.
Oh, yeah, like a docuseries.
Yes, that would be good.
Along their eating tours.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, it is set to be a record-breaking year for travel this weekend. At 6, we'll have some of those travel tips that you need to know so you could get to your celebration safely.
Plus parades, pancakes, and fireworks. If you still need plans for the weekend, we've got you covered. And later we'll talk about some booming local events. And Josh, it's not really looking very 4th of July out there weather-wise.
Is it raining?
No, I don't think so.
Just the water moving?
There's definitely a chance for some rainfall for today, though. It's not going to be a washout. I'll show you those shower chances. Also, I'll have an update on the fire that is burning outside of Milton Freeway and the other fires that are burning in the region as well. So that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.